Well, fellow travelers, there are regular cruise excursions, and there are excursions where you find yourself bundled in rain gear, floating through the Norwegian fjords, surrounded by waterfalls and mountains, mist, and one very, very determined fisherman named Kevin. Welcome back, friends. And in this video, we're taking you along one of our most memorable cruise adventures. We had a private fishing excursion in the Norwegian fjords near Flåm during our sailing on the beautiful Celebrity Apex. We are frequent celebrity cruisers, and this was one of the best. Our day started as we stepped off of the Celebrity Apex and headed out for our private fishing excursion. There's something so exciting about leaving a big cruise ship and getting onto a much smaller boat. Suddenly, the whole experience feels more personal, more adventurous. And suddenly, it's just a little bit like you're in your own little travel documentary.
The magicalness of this for me as a fisherman was as we left Geranger and headed out on the fjord, okay? And we round the corner and on the right-hand side of the fjord is the Seven Sisters waterfall, famous waterfall. And on the left-hand side of the fjord is the Bachelor waterfall, okay? Now, we stopped there real quick and the captain tells us a quick story about the waterfalls. And then, the Bachelor, at some point in time, there was a guy that was a bachelor. He went to the house of the Seven Sisters, and he, one by one, asked each of the Seven Sisters to marry him, and each of them turned him down. And because he got turned down 7 times, he turned to drinking. So if you look at the Bachelor waterfall, you know there's a big bottle of vodka right there in the middle of the waterfall. And so that is the story of the Bachelor and the Seven Sisters waterfall. But it's gorgeous. These 2 beautiful waterfalls, one on each side of you. And after we went past that, we were just past that. You can still see it behind us there. And we went past it, and the captain stops the boat, and that's where we fish. And that was the magicalness of that. It's not just that we were fishing in Norway, but where we were fishing in Norway amongst the beauty that we were amongst.
Helt kort? Ja, Lincoln. Ja.
Okay, can we get that?
Yes. I think the biggest I have heard about here, 38 kilos or something, but then you have to go normally.
When the captain stopped the boat so we could start fishing, he just stopped it in the middle of the water, and he broke out the fishing poles and gave each of us a fishing pole for those who were going to fish. Now, the fishing poles were set up with a couple of hooks and weights at the end, and on each of the hooks was a hunk of herring that we used as bait. What he told us to do was just to drop the line in the water and let it fall to the bottom. We were fishing anywhere from 30 to 50 meters of water. Once it hit the bottom, you set the bail and just reeled it up a little bit, and then from there you just jigged it, hoping you were going to catch a fish.
Fishing is funny because so much of it is waiting. That's why I don't like it so much, but we didn't have to wait very long. You cast, you wait, you look around, and you pretend like you know exactly what you're doing, and then you wait some more. It wasn't a too shabby of a place to wait. But honestly, even if we caught nothing, I think this would have still been worth it. Because how often do you get a fish while surrounded by Norwegian fjords? It's so hard to say those words, Norwegian fjords. My mouth gets tangled. Meanwhile, Kevin was locked in. He had the focus of a man who had promised the fjord he would not leave empty-handed. And then it happened. Kevin got a bite. Kevin's got a bite. You need help, Kevin? It's beautiful. Let's see what you got, Kevin.
In the back.
What kind of fish is that?
This is a musk. It's kind of like a catfish with teeth.
Yeah.
Put a pretty good fight as I reeled it up into the boat. It was a lot of fun to catch.
And yes, Kevin caught a fish. One fish. But let me tell you, based on his reaction, you'd have thought he just won the Norwegian fishing championships. Well, Kevin has caught a fish in Norway. Woo woo!
I take this.
Okay, Kevin, show us your fish.
It's called a musk, you said?
You can tell us about it.
What did he call it?
A musk.
A musk.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. I need to get a good picture, too. Oh!
You gotta get
Hammond, you just caught a fish in Norway. What are your thoughts?
a place I've caught a fish my brother has not.
That's very funny. Was the fish immediately promoted to celebrity status in our vacation story? Without question, it was. There it was, the fish. The one, the only, the Fjord legend. Now, Kevin caught one fish, but honestly, that's all we needed. The joy on his face made the whole excursion worth it. Are you tired, Kevin?
Oh, just yawning.
Wow. See the sunlight shining through the cloud that's come down? It's an amazing, unique image. As a matter of fact, the excursion leader said that he had gone out the day before and crickets. There were no fish. And those people left empty-handed. So I'm glad we weren't those people. I'm glad he found a better spot because we sure did enjoy the excursion. Some people brought home lots of souvenirs, as did we. But Kevin brought home a fishing story, which has so much value. Now let's be honest about the weather. It was misty. It was very Norway weather, you know. So it was also part of the treat is to experience, you know, different weather patterns in different parts of the world. But somehow that made it better. The rain and the mist gave this moody, magical feeling, and the mountains looked like really dramatic, and the waterfalls looked even more powerful. And we looked like two very committed contestants on the Fjord survival show. And truly, I would take the Norwegian fjords over perfect weather in a boring place any day of the week. Now let's think about this. What made this excursion so special was how private and personal it felt. We were not packed into a huge group. We weren't rushing from one stop to another. We're just out on the water. We're taking in the scenery. It didn't last very long. It was like 3 hours, but we were fishing and laughing and enjoying one of the most beautiful places we have ever seen on our travels. This is the kind of excursion that reminds you why travel really matters. It's not because everything goes perfectly, because it sure doesn't. And it's not because you can catch 100 fish. It's because you get those little moments that you keep talking about long after that trip is over. And for us, this day will always be remembered as the day Kevin caught his legendary Norwegian fjord fish. This private fishing excursion was one of those cruise experiences that felt completely different from anything else. It was peaceful, it was funny, it was beautiful, and it was just adventurous enough to make us feel like we had done something really special. The fjords were breathtaking, the waterfalls were unforgettable, the reindeer, oh my God, my mouth doesn't work. The rain gear did its job, and Kevin caught a fish. one fish, but around here, that's what we call a successful day. So if you're planning a Norwegian cruise, a private fishing excursion in the fjords is definitely something you should consider. They are expensive, but it is something that you will take away an experience of a lifetime, especially if you love beautiful scenery and a quiet experience and the chance to create your own story that you're going to tell over and over again. And if you're traveling with someone like Kevin, just be prepared, because if they catch one fish, you may be hearing about it forever. So thanks so much for watching and coming along with us on this fjord fishing adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for more adventures, travel laughs, and unforgettable moments from the water and from land. Until next time, keep exploring, keep laughing, and always pack the rain gear. Safe travels!